So we are cutting, and we are in the middle of a grocery haul. And something people always ask me is, how do I eat foods that I like and still cut and actually make good progress while not restricting my diet? Because people will see me eating all this crazy stuff. And I want to show you specific things that you can actually buy that will get your progress further. Because your trip to the store is the foundation of any good cut. If you guys don't know, I'm 15 pounds into my cut down in 4 weeks. It's a mini cut. I'm just trying to get real shredded for a trip I have coming up. And people just see me eating cool food. So I think it's important that it's switch up the videos a little bit and just show you guys exactly what I'm buying and telling you exactly what things I'm making with the food that I'm buying. So we're at the store. It's basically like Walmart. It's called Meijer. It's like a Midwest thing, but think about it as like Walmart. You don't have to go anywhere fancy. You don't have to do anything crazy. You just have to buy food that you like. Super simple. And you'll be well on your way. Man, what the fuck? I didn't even notice you, brother. What the fuck? Hey, this is my boy Jeff, bro. This dude always used to fucking frame mog me in basketball.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
This is the original big dog right here. That's
Dog.
crazy.
How you been, bro?
Good, bro. You're gonna run into, man. You never know. All right, first thing, and it's on sale. This is my lucky day. We have bread. So bread isn't something that I normally would like recommend people to eat on a cut, but we have Carb Smart bread. What I like about Carb Smart bread is that it's much lower on calories than regular bread, and it has a little bit more protein. Basically, the way it works, it's not like magic. It's just they use insoluble fibers, so your stomach can't actually digest it, technically, for the carbs in this bread. So you can just subtract it. So if you got 11 grams of carbs in here, but there's 9 grams of dietary fiber, it's actually like you're only eating 2 grams of carbs. And then there's a little bit of fat in here and some protein, and one slice is only 35 calories. So you add that all up and I can eat 4 pieces of French toast, and the bread is only accounting for fucking 120, 130, 140 calories. I could eat 10 pieces of French toast and it'd be under 500 calories. When if you're craving something sweet and you try to eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you could eat like a bowl that's not even gonna fill you up. You see what I'm saying? So it gives you that freedom, it gives you that mental crutch where it's like, I don't have to starve today, I can actually eat what I want. And low carb bread is a super big cheat code. In my opinion, that gets me through the sweet cravings that I always have when I'm cutting. And I've been eating it every day. If you watch my full day of eating from the other day, French toast was the very beginning of that day. And it's typically like that, especially before the gym. So I'm also a big cheese guy. I love eating cheese. They got a deal if you buy 5. I don't think I'm gonna buy 5. I don't like cheese that much. And it's something I typically only get when it's on sale anyways. And it's not on sale, so we're gonna pass on cheese today, which is no problem. A lot of people think bulking is expensive. I'll tell you, cutting is way more expensive than bulking. The reason cutting is expensive is because you have to really be conscious of the calories that you're eating, and low-calorie options are always gonna be more valuable. People are looking for them. It's a more targeted market. This goes back to business 101. So it's easy for them to upcharge because they still know people are gonna buy it. And typically I do, but I still have some at home, so I'll wait till it goes on sale. It does pretty much every other week, so I'm not too worried about that. Another reason I think this video is very beneficial is because variety is super important. And building up knowledge of what's good for you, what's not, what you can get away with, what you can't. For me, I've made all the mistakes. I've taken extra weeks to cut when I could have done it a lot quicker and hated the process more than I should have. You can learn from me. Because when I'm walking around the store, I say, hey, cottage cheese sounds good. That's a craving that I need to satisfy. That's gonna help me be on the course for actually improving myself. And I've been there, and I could say, boom, I could definitely fit in 2, 3, 4 servings of cottage cheese in the next 3 to 4 days. So I have no problem buying it, and the temptation isn't gonna be there because I know that I can fit it in already, because I've done it before. And when you're walking through the store, you're gonna just see things that catch your eye, especially when you're cutting because you're always hungry, or at least you always have that just kind of, your body is conserving energy because you're in a calorie deficit, so it wants you to eat. And cottage cheese sounds really good today, so of course I'm gonna go with the low-fat cottage cheese. Good protein source, very filling for the amount of calories that it is. Another must-have in the diet is Greek yogurt, and they actually have a deal where you buy 5 and you get them for $15, when 3 would normally be $15, so I think they just sold me on that. And these little Oikos 000s are, I'm not sponsored or anything, but these are absolutely amazing because they work. Instead of putting maple syrup or peanut butter or something caloric on my rice cakes or on my French toast, I just throw some of this. You're looking at 90 calories in a little serving, and it's just as sweet, just as good as any other sweet topping that I could even think of. And I think you guys are starting to understand that satisfying cravings, enjoying my diet is gonna be the MO here. And I don't mind spending a couple extra bucks to achieve that, because it's gonna, in the long term, help me stay glued to my diet. I could always freeze some of this yogurt, keep it good for a while, have a few in my fridge, and it doesn't really matter. Let's see where we're at here. So when you're eating healthy too, you're gonna have staples that just get you towards your protein every single day. Because hitting 180, 220 grams of protein when you're on a cut and your calories are limited is kind of tough. Getting protein is easy on a bulk. I don't even recommend protein powder on a bulk, because you're gonna get your protein through your ground beefs, your chickens, your everything like that. You're doing something wrong if you're not getting it on a bulk. On a cut, it's a little bit tougher to get tein and not have it all be fat, and because tein has calories and carbs. If you didn't know, there's 9 calories in 1 gram of fat, 4 in 1 gram of protein, 4 in 1 gram of carbs. So the more you can limit the extra kind of calories when you're eating your staples, when you're eating your chicken, the better. Eventually you're gonna get sick of plain chicken, and you're gonna want some ranch dressing, you're gonna want some rice with it. So one thing I like to do is absolutely find a sauce that has no calories, because we live in the big 2026 where that exists. That didn't exist years ago. Now, I'm here at Meijer and they have a bunch of options for fat-free this, sugar-free that. And if you actually look at it, you're looking at almost no calories for these things. The only one I would stay away from is fat-free ranch. It tastes disgusting. It's nothing like actual ranch. But all the other ones, I swear by them. They're absolutely fantastic. So let me find the one that I'm looking for here. Just as I say that, they might actually be out of the fat-free Thousand Island, which is what I was going for. Nice sweet addition. I see where it's supposed to go. They are out of it today, which is unfortunate, but no worries, because I have a backup that might even taste a little bit better, to be honest. Let me get to that and update you guys. Damn, that is kind of lame though, but whatever. We do have kind of a blockage here, but no worries, because we are still good to go. We're gonna go with the sugar-free barbecue sauce. Now, what's awesome about this is they did not have this a few years ago. This is a new thing that you were not able to find till recently. And let me tell you, this whole entire bottle, which takes me a week or two to go through, would be less than 200 calories. And so when you're adding this to your chicken, you're adding this to your whatever you're eating that's your staple, and you're spicing it up so you don't get tired of it, it's basically 0 calories. It's basically free. And that's gonna help your longevity of your cut, because like I said, you're gonna have cravings. It's gonna be a thing that you have to go through. And that is a solution for a sweet tooth right there. And you get your protein in at the same time, because you're eating fucking chicken breast. You see what I'm saying? It's absolutely amazing to go about it that way. If you guys see me, I'm looking at canned chicken right now. Canned chicken gets a disgusting, nasty rap. People don't like it. I think canned chicken is probably one of the greatest foods you can eat. Unfortunately, they might be out of that too. Maybe I'm coming at a bad time. They're out of a few things, but canned chicken is, you can't beat it. It's quick, it's easy, it tastes fine. It's got sodium in it, but who cares? We're athletes, we sweat, we drink water, we're gonna be okay. Sodium's not gonna kill you. But what I do like about what they have is tuna. Tuna's also good, but I have plenty of tuna at home already. I also want to point out the reason that I'm not buying a bunch of chicken and beef is because I already have that, but you do need to have those staples when you go on your grocery trips of maybe buy a few pounds of chicken, maybe buy a few pounds of beef, because you do need to ensure you're getting your protein in it, and that is going to be your main source, is going to be the proteins, the beefs, the things like that. And you're never going to actually hit your macros unless you prepare for it in that way. You're going to have to eat a decent amount of lean protein. You're going to have a certain amount of those things to make up for the lack of other food that you're eating. Because hitting your protein is the most important part to a cut. You don't hit your protein, you lose that precious muscle you worked so hard to get. And it almost defeats the purpose of a bulk if you improperly cut. This is high stakes stuff when you really think about it. Another cheat code. This is probably gonna be my favorite thing. This is probably gonna be the biggest sauce I give you in this video, is going to be chalk, sugar-free, fat-free, Jello. This is Meijer brand pudding mix, same thing. This is going to thicken up any dessert concoction you make up. Anything where it's like protein smoothie bowl where it's real thick and it's almost like ice cream. They're using what's called xanthan gum, which is an additive. I don't think it's gonna kill you, especially if you're on a cut. You can sacrifice a few things and indulge in some more chemicals, I suppose. That's my opinion, because you're getting the shape you want and it's not a permanent cut. You can indulge in that a little bit. And this has xanthan gum while also being a chocolate pudding mix with 30 calories per serving. So I could use half of that, which is plenty for a giant smoothie bowl, giant ice cream bowl, right? And boom, now, instead of having some icy teen slop, I have protein ice cream. Just put it in the blender, blend it up. That's really something that's super underrated in my book. And I think it's really important to have that, because I can't tell you how many times it's been 10 o'clock, I've got 30 or 40 calories left, and I need some ice cream, or I need something like that. We're not trying to be Superman with no cravings. We're trying to be consistent on a diet. Now, I'll tell you something I'm not gonna indulge in, something I'm not gonna buy. That's Diet Coke. Diet Coke is the most overconsumed thing for people that are cutting. I understand if you like pop, but my opinion, the way I see it, if you're drinking Diet Coke, you're paying for that somehow, right? It tastes just like regular Coke, and we know Coke is not healthy for you. There's no magic there. You're paying one way or the other with your health or with something if you're drinking Diet Coke. If you really have that sweet tooth, if you really have that sort of craving for soda, and mind you, I used to have it too. I used to drink a 2-liter Mountain Dew every night back when I was fat. I used to be fat. A lot of you guys know that. If you're new to the channel now, I kicked that completely, and I think that's a non-negotiable for me. If you need that taste, that sensation, go grab yourself something like a Zevia. This is much better. So it's more like a LaCroix. They use stevia, that's why it's called Zevia, which is a natural plant to sweeten it. So you're not nuking your gut microbiome with chemicals. Yes, some of the things I'm getting has the sucralose, the sweeteners, but I think Diet Coke just takes it overboard. It's dark, it looks like tar. You can't convince me that Diet Coke or Coke Zero is gonna be beneficial in any way to get in great shape. Now, if you like it, sure, I understand, but you can't tell me that it's gonna help you on a diet. Now, I did think of this. I do want some cheese, so what I'm gonna do is buy a block of mozzarella. It is on sale, and you're looking at 90 calories and 8 grams of protein, so that 1-to-1 ratio you're looking for when adding things to your meals. It is a little high in fat for a cut, but there are gonna be days, I'm telling you, there's plenty of days where I end the day 300 under my calorie goal. I have all my protein in, and I'm able to snack on whatever I want. And that's because I do have the skill, the muscle of being disciplined throughout the day, but I think I'm gonna be able to work that in for me. Maybe not everybody is gonna be able to work in cheese or work certain things in, and it's better to overdo what you're cutting out than underdo it, because if you underdo what you're cutting out, you're gonna have 300, 400, 500 calories added back in. That's gonna kill all your progress, and you're gonna give up your cut because you're like, what the hell, I'm doing all this for nothing. I weigh the same exact weight that I did last week, so what's even the point? So super important to make sure that at the very least, you're just making a little bit of progress. You're having a small win here and there. That'll get you a lot further than any of the other tips, is that you build these small wins. You're gonna build that motivation. You're gonna build that muscle of what I'm doing is working. And I'm gonna keep doing it until I see the result that I want. And once you build that up more and more, absolutely, you're gonna walk around with more motivation. You're gonna have that chip on your shoulder. Boom, I'm not gonna let all this progress I made go to waste. That's why I recommend everybody who's lifting, go get yourself a 6-pack first, and when you're bulking, don't lose it. Do whatever you want, eat as much as you want. You start to lose your 6-pack, cut your calories back. Keep your 6-pack. I don't care how fat your face gets, if you got a 6-pack, you are in good shape. And it's kind of a good benchmark to leave everything. But I think that's gonna wrap up this grocery trip. We're just getting the accessories in a way. Think about it, we're just going to the gym to hit abs and triceps, rounding things out. I already got the chicken at home. I already got the rest of the stuff for the French toast. I got my eggs, but that does remind me I do need milk. So I'm gonna go get that right now. That's where I'm going. Thanks for reminding me, appreciate that, fellas. But I just recommend you guys to learn more about what you can and can't get away with. See how your days go and build up these foods that you actually like, to where you can say, boom, I'm gonna make French toast today because I fucking like French toast, and it's gonna support me on my journey, and I'm gonna feel good about it, And I'm gonna do that 10 days in a row. And by then I'm gonna be 4 pounds down. See what I'm saying? You build these small wins, these small consistencies through these good meals, and you're gonna win in life. That's the recipe for winning in absolutely anything, because you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe it can happen. You gotta build the muscle of action every single day. And then you gotta have the drive to keep going no matter what progress you have or no matter what happens, which you're gonna build from actually making the progress in the first place. But I'm gonna grab this milk, fat-free milk, of course, on the cut. That's gonna be pretty much it for me in this one. LA trip coming up soon. I'll show you guys some cut progress pics in the, probably right now. I'll throw them up just so I'm not bullshitting you. And I appreciate you guys paying attention and watching, learning a little bit. And if you have any more questions, you could always DM me, or if you wanna hop in my program and actually come in the best shape if your absolute life, I promise you, all my guys do. Let me know, shoot me a DM or check the link in the description to book a call, but definitely follow me on Instagram so you see what I'm doing every single day. But I love you guys, I appreciate you guys for watching. Good luck to you guys in your journeys. God bless and have an amazing rest of your day.